Hello, everyone. It's about time that we're back, and we're back with something very interesting, something that you might have thought of, and today we are actually gonna put it into action. We will see in today's session how heavy the earth exactly is. And once you are going to try to understand all of that, you're going to find very interesting facts, very interesting things. And that is something that you can ponder upon. That is something that you can think upon. That people were so much learned at a time we consider they were not. And guess what? If you want to be one of that learned person, you can join in the ODA app and you can also learn a great deal of new things. All these things that are going to come at ODA class comes in a brand new format, in an innovative format, such that every student who joins has something for themselves. And which is the place which would be the best place coming after and coming into ODA class? That happens to be the bridge course, a course that will start the next Monday. It's already Tuesday. If you get yourself enrolled in this course, you have made sure that the limited seats that are present in the bridge course, you have gotten your hands on your one. But why should you come into the bridge course? What is so special about this bridge course that I am about to tell? Let's see. First of all, it's a 1 week duration course. That means that you are going to get 7 days of fun filled learning. Entertainment with learning does not come every day, and this can be your week. This can be your chance to get into this 1 week course and learn a lot of new things. The next thing is that you are going to get some 6 amazing sessions in which you will be learning a lot of new concepts. And once you're learning these concepts, who is going to take care of your doubt? The mentor teacher is going to take care of all your doubts. He would be the one, or she would be the one, that would ensure that you are going on the right trajectory as far as your learning path is concerned. And it does not stop here. You can see that there's going to be the homework on the app as well. There's a test on the app too. There's the PDF books as well. So you know what? We're having 6 classes, and since this is a 1 week duration course, we have a test at the start on the first day to see where you stand right now. अभी आपको कितना आता है? And then the seventh day we have the test again so that you can understand how far you have come in these 7 days, how much more you have learned, how much ODA has helped you. But all of this can be yours and only yours if you do the enrollment in this bridge course. Now, how do you enroll? This link, you see this link, it's right there in the description as well. So just scroll down a little, go find that link, press on this link, and get yourself enrolled. I'll give you one more tip, and this is one of the best tips that I give, that this is actually a 500 rupees course, but you're getting it in just 50 rupees, right? We'll remove the 1 rupees in both the places. So in just 50 rupees, you're getting so many things, everything covered. There's even more that I would like to tell at the end of the class, but let's start this off first. We're going to talk about this maybe at the end too. So all those who are thinking, who's this guy who's come up and is telling a lot of things? My name is UDIT Gupta. I've done my engineering from NIT Allahabad. I teach physics. Have been doing that for the past 9 years, and I've mentored a lot of students over time. So let's hope that you can also learn out something new, something in a brand new way, in an innovative way today. And let's see what we have, because today is one of the most interesting sessions that we are about to have. Now, what do we see? We see, or we try to understand, how heavy is the earth. हम जहां रहते हैं, the planet that we have, इसका भी तो कुछ mass होगा. What is this mass? How we calculate this mass is exactly what we are trying to do. Like this guy over here, he's trying to measure it, although one person cannot hold the earth together. But let's just try to see that how exactly we are going to talk about this. Now, do remember, since I teach physics, one of the most common things is that we assume something. And this time around, we're rather assuming something that is quite evident and you might agree upon. So, what is the thought process that I have? What do I think when I am asked that how heavy is this planet Earth? So, first of all, I assume that this is a sphere, that this is a ball. Now, if we have a ball, if we have a sphere, the first thing is we can always calculate its volume. You might be thinking how. So let us start off with that fact. So if you want to get this volume, you would say that, you know what, the volume of a sphere. How's the volume of a sphere given? I think that most of you will say that volume of a sphere is given as V equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So if r, that is the radius of Earth, is given to you, then you can obviously calculate its volume. Please don't get me started on कि ये E छोटा होगा या बड़ा होगा. Let's just check out the English part. But yes, if we want to get this volume, then this is directly dependent upon this term called r cube. So if we know the radius, we are as good as done. Now the thing is, how do we calculate radius of such a big thing? If it is a small radius on the paper, you can easily measure, right? But how will you measure the radius for Earth? So this is where things get interesting. This is the part that I really like, right? Like this guy likes Earth a lot. I hope you do as well. Let's all be nature lovers, right? So what do we have over here? Here's an interesting fact that just might blow your mind away. So there was this guy called Eratosthenes, right? As you can see, his name is over here. This guy in 3rd century BC. Now let me tell you the importance of this time. 3rd century BC. BC means before Christ. And this happened. This guy calculated the radius of the earth even before Christianity was formed. There wasn't any religion called as Christianity while this guy calculated the radius of earth. So you can think of it that, if you are thinking ki how to calculate radius of the earth, people have done that before one whole religion existed, right? There's a lot of things that people have done. In fact, Pythagoras theorem, you might have heard in maths, came in BCs. That means it came before Christ was born. And that is something that I really find interesting because people were mathematically very strong. Maths is a religion that you can sort of follow. Maybe you can follow physics as a religion too. But yes, what does this say? It says that Eratosthenes was able to calculate the diameter of the earth. Now, obviously, if you get the diameter, half becomes radius. So he effectively calculated the radius as well. How did he do that? That is interesting. So he knew one fact. And what is the fact that he knew? He knew that he can compare the angle, the rays angle at two different points to calculate that curvature to get that radius of the earth itself. And he had those two geographic points. One was in Egypt and one was somewhere near Rome. And once he calculated that, he was able to get the radius. And he was the first person on this planet on earth to calculate that radius of earth. Right. Now, I'm not saying that you go ahead and you start doing things like him as well. But yes, this was something very, very phenomenal at that point of time and something that was sort of a game changer because mostly people at that time assumed that, Earth isn't even a sphere, Earth isn't even round. So this was something that was very challenging for him to do. But yes, some claps for Eratosthenes because this was the guy who sort of got this into being. Now, let us say that we had Eratosthenes with us, and he said that okay, let us assume that we are sort of knowing this radius. So what do we have? We have the radius of Earth as almost 6,400 kilometers. Now, see, if you assume Earth as a sphere, it's not as if it's an exact sphere. As you can see, there are some undulations obviously there. It's not an exact sphere, but let us say it is round about a sphere having a radius 6,400 kilometers. So now it is saying we need the density. Why? Okay, let me try to see. Do we remember what happens when we have density? Density is basically mass per unit volume. So if I want to get the mass, I can do density into volume. If I have the radius, I can get volume by using 4 by 3 pi r cubes, which I did just a little while back. And if I know the density as well, multiply both of them and done. You can get the mass of Earth quite easily. It's not that easy, but let's still try to figure out, try to see how we can go till that point and how we can calculate, right? Now, before we do that, I have a certain quiz for you. I think you can Now, easily tell, it's simply asking you what is the radius of Earth. Earth का radius कितना है? Is it 3200 kilometer or is it 6400 kilometer? I think we're gonna go with B part. We just now learned. So this is a fact. This is a stat that you can also remember that if somebody asks you, do you know what is the radius of Earth? You can say it is approximately this much, right? Okay, so now we are going on to the next part where we are finally getting to know how heavy the earth exactly is. So the final thought process says that if, let us say, the density is given, right? The density of earth is given as 5.51 gram per centimeter cube. If I feed you this data, that you know what, take this density of earth, can you get me the mass of the earth? Can you tell me how heavy the earth is itself? So now we are using the formula mass equals density into volume, something that we just did a little while back. And once I write this down, I think you would be able to see now. What exactly do we see? We see that over here, this is nothing but the density. This is the density D. That is something that was given over here. And similarly, you can say that if we wanted to get this volume, we said that volume V is given as 4 by 3 pi r cube. So you can see this 4 by 3 pi comes in as it is over here, and the next part, let me say this is r cube, this comes over here, that is 6400 cube, and obviously there's going to be a kilometer cube because radius was there in kilometers. Now the thing is that this is centimeter cube and this is kilometer cube. So we will need to solve it out a little more. I will just give you a little bit of hint that 1 kilometer is something that equals 1000 meters, and you can say that each meter equals 100 centimeter. So this will be 10 to the power 5 centimeters. This means that if I want to get 1 kilometer cube, I will have to do 10 to the power 15 centimeter cube. So this will be the equation, or this will be the things that I will need to put as kilometer cube over here to get it in centimeter cube. Things will cancel out. You'll need to multiply. I hope you know the value of pi is 22 by 7 or 3 by 4. And finally, once you find it out, your mass is almost going to be equal to, it is not exact, I would like to say this is approximately equal to 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. So this is how heavy the earth exactly is. I hope that you learned a lot of things today. I hope you understood how people have over time gotten to know things that were absolutely magnificent, something that we never thought of will be possible. And I hope that you got to know the thought process to get till this point to understand the mass of the earth, right? And since this is almost the last thing over here, we'll have a question answer once again for you. It's asking you what is the mass of earth? Is it 3 into 10 to the power 24 kg or 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg? You can remember it now quite easily that this is going to be B part. But you know what? If you want your studies to be easy, this is the place to be. One final destination where you come once and you stay, because this is the best place to learn. This is the best place to get your academics to the next level, to make sure you can compete with any kid throughout India. And what is more better than this? The bridge course that is there at the ODA app. There's a lot of things that you can come up at ODA app, but bridge course is something that beats everybody hands down. And why is it? Like I said, all these good things come to you. 1 week of study, 6 classes, there's a parent teacher meeting, there's the homeworks, the tests, the mentor teacher to make sure that your doubts are answered, to make sure you get into the class, and to make sure that any problem that you face throughout this 1 week, it gets resolved like this. Right. And I told you one final thing that I would be telling you something more regarding this bridge course. So once you're coming here, we are asking you to pay 49 rupees, and this is where you will say that 49 rupees is paisa vasool. Guess what? You can outbeat us. You can make sure that you are getting more value than this 49 rupees because you will also be getting ODA coins in this course. Isn't that awesome? You can collect all these coins by coming into a bridge course classes, and guess what? All these gifts are there for you. You can take all of these. You can have that water bottle. You can have that Me Band. All of that if you just get enough coins. Now, how many coins will you get? How will you reach till here? That only you can explore if you go out. Check that link below in the description. Go ahead, press on that link. Make sure you are enrolled, and once you're there, we're going to take care of you. This was all that we had from this session right now. I hope you absolutely loved it. In case you want somebody else to know how heavy the earth is, how to go ahead and have that thought process, do not forget to share it with your friends. If you loved it yourself, why don't you get ahead and press that like button? And finally, if you don't want to miss out on any more awesome stuff that I'm going to bring to you, do press on that subscribe button and make sure that you are getting everything firsthand. This is me signing off for the day. Saying tada and take care.